these bristle brushes are different sizes, so it was better to have different sizes. And I have synthetic brushes, you know, or you can have like softer synthetic brushes, like these are flat and a chiseled edge. And these are great for making straight lines and getting into those sharp edges. And you can make really nice smooth lines with these. Yeah. Well, I did a wintry scene, like I did this little snowman, right? I did that one. That's on my YouTube channel. So all my paintings that you see are on my YouTube channel. If you see anything you're interested in doing, I do simple, easy steps, step-by-step tutorials. And if you're, you know, girly, if you're really into painting, I think you'll enjoy my YouTube channel, because everything I do is for beginners and also intermediate. So if you got a couple of years experience, it won't matter, because you'll learn new tricks and techniques and tips and all kinds of good stuff. And so, like I said, this is a painting I did recently. So I'm just going to lay that aside. And my favorite paints are Dollar and Rowney. Dollar and Rowney are my favorite paints. And I like Liquid-X paints, because a lot of people ask, what kind of paints do you use? And those are the kind of paints I use. They're cheaper. They're fairly cheap. You know, not too cheap, because the paints are really nice. They're nice and thick, right? Like, so I use these here. You can see how thick they are. See, they're nice and they're bright, and they're really nice to use. And I just use primary colors of red, yellow, and blue. And you can use any reds or any yellows or any blues. You can use even 2 or 3 different blues or yellows or reds. But make sure you got your primary colors. Does that really help you be able to mix your colors? If you're not used to mixing colors, you can mix 3 primary colors. Will give you almost every single color that you want. Oranges, purples, greens. And I have black and white. I always have a little bit of black and lots of white. Lots of white. White is your friend, right? White is what you're going to be using the most. And burnt sienna is a really nice color for doing, you know, trees, trunks and things like that. So, and all kinds of good stuff. So, let's see. Nice for you guys to join. So let's see what we can do. You said a wintry scene. Maybe a wintry scene would be nice. Let me see what I got here. Let's do a sky first. So if you're doing a sky and you want to make it nice and soft, use a nice synthetic brush. Synthetic or sable or, you know, what else do we have? Goat here, is it? But as long as it's not floppy, it has to be stiff, right? It still has to be stiff. Bounce back like that, okay? But it's a chiseled edge, so it's different than bristle, okay? They give you different techniques. So if you want a nice sky, you can make kind of a purplish sky. And you do that, I'm not going to use, like, if I put purples and different values of purples, like dark, medium, light on here, and I put different values of reds and greens and blues, I mean, your palette would be so full you wouldn't be able to use it. So I find it's much better when I just use the 3 primary colors. And I'm putting together a little bit of red and some blue and some white. And the red will make it a nice purplish color, and that's a beautiful color for a sky. All right, so that's a beautiful start to a sky. So you want to get a nice kind of, I find, like with contrast. So if you got a dark start to your sky like this, and then when you lighten it up as you go along, it really makes it so pretty. So I'm just going to put a horizon line here because I want to put some snow down here, right? So you want to know where your horizon line is, where it ends, where your sky and your horizon meet, your foreground, right? So then you'll put on another, you can do crisscross strokes if you want, like that. And that will blend it better if you use crisscross. But do you see how the paint is starting to come off my brush and how it won't come off my brush anymore? And now you got to go keep piling up and piling up all the paint. Well, here's a way, this is the tip. Here's a way for you to save on your paint and plus make it blend beautifully. And what it is I made up some recipes to help acrylics blend better and stay wet longer. And one of the things I made up, I put in a misting bottle, is called, I call it Magic Mist. And the Magic Mist is water and some slow dry blending mediums and gels and things like that to help. And you just mix it equal amounts, or less slow dry blending mediums and more water. So that's what I got here. So, and when I do that, when I mix this, just you watch the magic happen. And that's the reason why I call it magic. Just watch. I didn't put any more paint on my brush. And just watch. Look at that. See how beautifully that blends and how it all comes together much nicer. See? And you don't have to use as much paint. Now, if you want to lighten that up as you come along, you pick up some paint. I got lots of paint on here because I'm going to go almost a whole full of the sky. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And that's with the Magic Mist that I made up. That's my recipe. I have that on my YouTube channel. And you got that beautiful darkness up in the sky up here. And as you come down, it lightens up. See? And that's the magic of it. It just spreads out beautifully. And all I did was add a bit of white paint. And I didn't need any more paint. Now if you want to make it lighter, it's really nice. Look at that. You can clean off your brush if you got too much paint on it. You can clean it off with a paper towel and add more white. And then come down here and it'll go brighter again. See? Because as you know, the sky is dark on top and lighter on the bottom, right? In reality, in real life. So I want to go by real life. So now we're going to go back up in here. And this is how we blend and smooth out our acrylics. Some people have a hard time when they're trying to smooth out their acrylics and blend them. And that was the problem that you run into, like I did earlier. You run into the problem of not blending properly and running out of paint. But with the Magic Mist, you won't do that, okay? See? That pretty? And if you want to smooth out even more, it's another tip. Lots of tips and tricks for you. I just got so many, it'll take me years and years to tell them to you. So I'll do a few live streams, and you can go on my YouTube channel and you'll find a ton of them. So you just go on YouTube and search Allison Prior, ALLISONPRIOR. It should be up there on my Allison Prior. I don't think I have art at the end, but you should be able to find it. And so this fluffy brush, this is a fluffy brush. You can use it as a makeup brush. You have makeup brushes like this, well, you can use that for your art. And then you can take that and blend it out, and that will blend it even nicer. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? See that? Nice. Look at that. See? So dark on the top. And the one beautiful thing about this Magic Mist, or any of my magic mediums that I make, it doesn't interfere with colors like that. When I put white on and went back up here, this didn't turn white. It stayed the same color. So that's the beauty of it. It doesn't interfere with the colors that you're blending together, right? I'll just show you again now. Now, so I'll put white on my brush. My brush is clean. I'll put more white on there to go on the bottom here. And I'll go back here to brighten it up a bit more, okay? And I'm going back up, but you see it's not interfering with that blue up there. It's just blending beautifully. But yet it lightened up on the bottom here. Look. See that? But it didn't interfere with up here. I can go all the way up and it won't change it. See? It's amazing. It's magic. It's magic. See? All right. Some of my hairs came off on the that brush. But most of the brushes won't do that. That brush I'm using now is getting old. I gotta get a new one. But so if the hairs come off on your brush, just push them off like that. See, with the chiseled edge brush, and it'll come off. See, isn't that cool? Very cool. See, that's pretty, isn't it? Now I'm going to show you how to make some clouds. All right. I'll make some clouds, and then maybe we'll put some of the maybe some yellow or something, or maybe orange or something, or down here to give it a nice. Well, we don't want a sunset, but we want some nice bright colors in the sky. I'll show you how to do that. So here's how to make some clouds. So you can use any brush. You can use this chiseled edge synthetic brush, and you put some white. Now, because this is still wet, you don't need to put any shadow in your white. All right, so I got pure white on the corner of my brush, and I'm going to make some circles. Just watch. Touch. Now, if you're right-handed, you can start over here if you want, right? If you're right-handed, you can start anywhere you want. Just because I'm left-handed don't mean you gotta, you know, start on the side I'm starting on. You can start wherever you want, and just touch and make little circles, and that will leave these pretty little. And you just clean out the bottom here. And that leave a beautiful little cloud. Just soften up the bottom. And you see, because I tell you why that looks so nice on top, is because when I touched the canvas with the corner of my brush, I didn't stay in the one spot. I moved away. See? So I touch. And see that white came off there? You leave that there. You don't touch that anymore. Now you move away, and make circles. Move away, and go as far as you want. And then, if you want to, you can clean your brush off a little bit, and then just smooth out the bottom here a little bit, just so it looks like it's in with the sky. See? And that looks like you might need, but don't touch the top. If you want to move it out to give it a different shape, just move it out. And you can get a little more paint on your brush, on the corner of your brush, and you can move it away. See, once you get that white top, leave it, all right, and move away. And you get these beautiful, beautiful little clouds. So easy to make, takes a little practice, so you can figure out. Don't push too hard. You don't want to push too hard unless you're doing a bigger cloud. So if you're doing a bigger cloud, you can take it and push and make a big scrub. And then you got a kind of faraway cloud. Nice, soft, faraway cloud. So you pick up a little more small bit of paint on your brush, and you can touch, make circles, and scrub. Then you can push really hard, and if you push really hard, then you get these soft, fluffy, faraway clouds. See, you can barely see them. They're back there somewhere. See? So, no pressure on the first ones. Not much pressure, but these ones here, you can scrub. See? And they give you beautiful little clouds. And then you can add tops to them if you want to, because now that you have that shape there, you can go on top of those, and then you got these nice little tops if you want. Or you can overlap. You can overlap your cloud. Bring one down here. Don't push too hard. Just make those little circles, move away, and then come underneath and move them out. See? See? So you got some pretty little clouds in the sky. Isn't that nice? Simple as pie. So you can do that with any brush. You can do it with any brush. Try different brushes. As long as you use the corner of your brush, you'll be fine. So another one I'd like to show you is probably putting, if you wanted to put like, maybe, let's see, maybe a little bit of yellow. And that's still wet because of the magic mist. So that's great, because now we can blend and we can make it look really pretty. So maybe you might want a sunset. So just say we want a sunset. We'll just put a bit of yellow down here. Right? Just a bit of yellow. And some white. Alright, some white. I still got a bit of yellow here. So we'll put some white. Brighten it up. You can turn your brush whatever way you want, whatever works for you. And we'll go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then you put white on again if you want to brighten it up again. All right. Nice. Cecil got the magic mist on it, so it's blending beautifully. I want to put some red on my brush. Small bit, because red is very dominant. So because it's so dominant, you need to just put a little bit on your brush, whether the corner of your brush or wherever you want it, and then put that here. And that will blend in with your yellow beautifully. Then you get that orangey color to your sky. All right? Nice. And then you can take that, move that up into your sky, and it'll blend beautifully, because we want that to blend in with that blue so that it looks like it's all one, like the blue came right down into the orange. Like it all belongs to one. Good. And what you can do is add white to your brush to brighten it all up, and you can do that up here. Brighten it all up, go back here and back down. Pretty. Nice. I'm going to add a bit more white. Go on top of that line there so we can blend that together. So you can go up as high as you want, depends on how high you want it. Yep. Good, and now what you're going to do is to blend these two right here together. We are going to clean our brush really good with water. Dip it in your, you can hear me tapping the bottom of my bottle, and it's nice and clean now. Just wipe it off in your tissue, and there's no paint whatsoever on this, okay? No paint whatsoever. So I'm just going to blend those two lines together. See, that way now I can blend those two lines without worried about too much paint getting mixed together. Okay, there we go. Wipe it off again, and there we go. Nice colors, all blending beautifully. So you can come on down, and you got that beautiful blue transitioning into the oranges and the reds. And if it's still too dark, just use more white on your brush. You can go over it as many times as you want, but it has to be wet. Make sure it's wet. That way you won't, if it dries, what'll happen is you'll be only covering up what you did. So right now you're mixing all the colors together. Okay? So there we go. Isn't that nice? It's nice and bright. Yep. Get as bright as you want. Yep. I'm not scrubbing too hard. I'm just kind of putting that light on there just so I can brighten it up. See how bright it is now? Isn't that much better? So with painting, you do have to work at it. You do have to keep playing around with it until you get what you're looking for, right? Isn't that pretty? And you can also add a little bit of sun by adding some white and yellow on your thumb, or your finger, your little finger, your pinky, and you can just touch wherever you want and touch. I should have put more white on there. So you can do that when that dries. You probably get a better effect. A little bit of white there, just to say there's a bit of sun. Down here, if you're going to do snow, clean your brush. Still using my synthetic brush. So in order to get snow, you want to have an underpainting. We'll call it an underpainting shadows. So we're going to do what we did in the sky. We're going to make blue and red and make purple, okay? So you can have any color underpainting. You can have gray if you want. And then you add a bit of white because we don't want it too dark. So red and blue and a bit of white, and then you're going to put an underpainting down here for snow. Okay, so same thing, you can use lots of paint, or you can use your magic mist. See, look, I gotta use a lot of paint to keep that going. See, like, and it's coming off already. So that means you gotta use a lot of paint. You go through all that paint in a few strokes. So we use the magic mist. You will be able to get that done really fast. You'll be able to get it to blend nicely. And you won't have to waste too much paint. See? Spreading much better now. There we go. So just get that on and mist it again if you need to. And you can make your own magic mists. You don't have to buy any expensive formulas that are already made. I haven't seen any out there anyway, but you can use the any slow dry blending gels, mediums, liquids. I have them on my Amazon. I have an Amazon shop. There's a link to it in my YouTube channel. And once you buy it, it'll last for years. You buy one bottle, it'll last for years, you know. I mean, I got this sitting here for a long time. I got this here about 6 months or more. It just, you know, I mean, I do a lot of painting, right? I do a lot of painting. There's over 1,000 paintings on my YouTube channel. So I go through a lot of paints. I go through a lot of canvases. And it can get costly, but through the support of my viewers, I have support from my patrons. I have paint. Look, that almost looks like an ocean water, doesn't it? Look at that. You could almost make crisscross strokes and have, that could be water. That could be like an ocean. Look at that. See, you could also make an ocean that way. It's just too much for me to want to do in one sitting. So I'm just trying to give you as much tips and tricks as I can, just so that, you know, if you walk away from this today, because I don't think you can see it again. Once it's gone, it's gone. So, but I'll do more. Just go in and follow me and comment somewhere, you know, that you'd like to see more of these painting tutorials. Now, or, yeah, painting tutorials. I also draw, so I can do some drawing also. But, you know, if I get a response, a good response from everybody saying that they'd like to see more of these, you know, just go in to my profile and just comment on the first video you see, I guess, or, you know, I'll get a notification that you commented, and then let me know if you want to see more of these and what are you trying to learn. What is it let me know if you're new, if you're a beginner, or if you already know a lot of stuff but you're trying to figure out some other stuff. You know, maybe you're really good at flowers. Maybe you're really good at water or oceans or skies, but you're having a struggle with mountains or something like that, right? So just let me know what help you need. It's all free. But, you know, how it helps me is that you might go to my channel, my YouTube channel, and find my videos and give me a like and subscribe and things like that. That's all a big help. So everything's a help, no matter what you do. If you go to my Patreon page and for $1 a month you get extra videos and full videos and extra tips and tricks and things. So this, you know, this here and there, it's a big help. A lot of people support me there, which is fantastic. Helps me buy supplies and everything. So, you know, I'm just letting you know what you can do, but got a lot of stuff that's free to use and have fun with. Now that could be water, like I said, right? That could be water. So you can learn how to do water. I mean, a lot of the techniques that you use in the brushes, they're used for all kinds of things. The same strokes that you use for sky can be used in the water, or for snow, or for oceans and things. So it's an amazing journey, and so many things to learn. So let's do the snow. Now I'll show you how to do the snow. I'm just going to put some, because this is still wet, all right, it's still wet. If it dries on you, you can leave it dry and then you can put your snow on top. But the biggest trick is to leave some shadows, all right? You have to leave shadows. Now I am going to use, there's different ways to put on your snow. I'm just going to use my brush and I'm starting on the chiseled edge, and you can push a little bit. And I'm just giving short strokes. I'm going to show you some different strokes you can use, all right? And start from whatever end, and you can meet in the middle. And then you can start doing some crisscross strokes. Like I said, and that'll give the snow a bumpy look, right? But make sure, because you're doing crisscross strokes, that way you'll be able to keep some of the shadows. Those crisscross strokes are fantastic for, if you were doing water and that was waves, right? See, it's all the same techniques. That could be an ocean with some waves, right? So, you know, people don't realize that a lot of techniques you use can be used for anything, right? So I'm just going to put on some snow, and while it's still wet, it will blend with the shadows. Try to keep as many shadows as you can by doing those crisscross strokes, and that way they will do that automatically for you. See, they'll save that underpainting. Underpainting is what I did to get it started. I'll put on that purplish color. See, it looks like waves, doesn't it? Isn't that pretty? So, I mean, right away, it's a nice painting, isn't it? Right away, it's just simple as the sky, a little sunset, it can be an ocean or it can be snow, all right? So whatever you want to do. And I'm just adding lots of paint. Because it's still wet, there's still magic mist down there. It's kind of blending in with that blue. And I'm trying my best to keep some of that underpainting. If I lose some of that underpainting, I'll go back and put more in after, right? I'm just dipping into my white. As you can see, I'm reloading every time I take my brush off, okay? Every time I take my brush off, I'm reloading. But look how pretty that is. It almost looks like an ocean, doesn't it? Right? Now, when that dries a bit, then you can start putting highlights on. Putting highlights on there for your snow. There we go. And you want to clean up that edge up here. Make it kind of a little bumpy. Alright. So we'll put a little bit of snow, and that's the beauty of the chiseled edge. See, you can work with it better. A little bit of snow up there. There. Crisscross, crisscross. And boom. There we go. And what I'm going to show you now is, we're going to put a few trees there. But how much does that look like water? Isn't that pretty? I'm going to use my fan brush to make these trees for you. Just going to use a small fan brush. It's much easier. And my canvas is only 14 by 14 or so like that, or 14 by 12. I didn't get the size, but it's about 14 by, it's not 11 by 14. It looks like a 12 by 14 or something like that. So it's not real big, but it's oh, thank you, girly. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it though? Isn't it? Look how nice the wave, like it's like waves, isn't it? You know? So snow and water, and the ocean water and snow have the same techniques, right? Because if you wanted to make that into a wave, you could take your fan brush and put a little bit of white on it, and then you could pick out those, you could look at it and see if you can see waves, and say you see a wave right, let's see, right here. Then you can tap and make a wave, right? You got a nice wave. See? But we're going to make snow, but you can use the same techniques, all right? So we're doing snow. But right now I'm going to do some trees because I need that to dry a little bit, because I'm finding that the white paint is going in with the blue too much. But that's a good thing, because I want it to get to this stage, right? You want to get to a certain stage, and then when you want to get to another stage, you may have to wait for your paint to dry. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a few trees, a few snowy trees. All right, so this is, we pretend this is the snow, and we're going to go, I'm going to use black and yellow, because black and yellow makes a really nice dark green. All right, black and yellow makes a really nice dark green, all right? There it is. See? That's a green, dark, forest green. So you're saying you want a forest. Well, you can make a forest. But first I'm going to make, you can take these trees I'm going to show you how to make, and you can turn them into a forest of trees. So you just take your fan brush and you load it up with your paint, and then you touch. So let's say we got snow down here, or we'll just stay at the top for now. So we'll just take the fan brush on the chiseled edge, and we'll tap, 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 tap. And that's one tree. And if you want to make it into a fir tree, just take the corner of your brush and tap up here. These little tiny pieces coming off the edge there. And then if you want to make them bigger, you can go touch on this side and then touch, come down under and touch out. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. They're getting bigger as we come down. To the left, and then tap, 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 the bottom of the tree. All right, and then, because we're going to be putting snow on that, and then you can just tap in between those to make it fuller. It'll make it a little easier for you to get a tree. See? Just tap, 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 tap. So that's that kind of tree. And if you want to forest the trees, you can do one over here, say. So we'll put a little forest over here. So you just tap, 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 and then you tap another one. So what you're concerned with is getting those tops, right? Getting those pointy tops. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. And all different sizes. Some are taller than others. Right? And then you can fill in. So leave the tops. Make sure you leave the tops, but you can fill in the bottoms. Right? You just tap, 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 tap. All right? And that way you can get like a forest of trees, right? And we'll tap this one in, and we get them as if they're coming down and moving back or whatever. It doesn't matter. So that's a forest of trees, okay? And these are just snowy fir trees. So I'll put some snow on those in a minute. I just gotta wait for them to dry a little bit. So that's the fan brush. The fan brush does amazing things. All right, I'm just tapping these. And then you can come up with a lighter. I'm going to add yellow, just only yellow, because that will turn green. All right, so just yellow to my dirty brush. And then you can tap on those again. Same tap, 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 going down. It's hard to see it. Maybe add a little bit of white to brighten it up so you can see it. And just on the edge here, just do the same thing that you did. Tap, tap, tap. Leave the tops. Leave the tops. And tap, 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 tap. And then when that dries, you can add more to make it look more like trees, right? See? So the more you layer your paint, if you put layers and layers of paint on, it comes out more realistically. I will definitely show her your technique. Oh, my daughter always wants to know how to make proper trees. Okay, and that's the easiest way too, right? It's the easiest way that I find. So get a fan brush. You'll be the happiest thing you ever bought in your painting supplies, the fan brushes. But make sure to bristle, all right? I find the synthetic ones, softer kind of material. I can't get the same techniques. What you're looking for is texture. So as you see me touch, tap, 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 I'm getting texture, right? I'll put some grass down here when I get all the snow on, just show you how I get texture with my bristle brushes also. But this is, these here are the trees, 2 trees that you can do. And this is the simplest way to do it, is do your straight line first, and these corner of your brush, little taps, and then come out to the right, come out to the left, come out to the right, come out as you're working your way down, and then you get bigger on the bottom, and then you can fill in between. And that way you get to keep those nice edges out here, right? So I'm just going to wait for that to dry a little bit. So I move around, what I do is I move around the painting as I'm waiting for parts of it to dry, and especially when I mist it. When I mist it with my magic mist, it takes longer to dry. So some people don't want to use the magic mist because they want it to dry faster. But if you want to blend it beautifully, you could use it. I have something else called Magic White, and I have Magic Clear, and I have Magic. It's all on my YouTube channel. And if you want it to dry faster, you can use a hair dryer, right? I just don't want to use a hair dryer because it's too loud, and I don't want you to have to listen to it. So, yeah, so hopefully you're learning a few things here today, and hopefully, you know, that, see, the problem with this is when this is done, I think I think I can view it up to 90 days. So I don't know if you can, but if I can download it, then maybe I can put up on my YouTube channel. I'll see after. Like I said, it's brand new to me. It says that I can view my live stream and download it for up to 90 days. But I had a live stream before and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the one that I did. So I may lose it. If I do, well, I got a couple of videos up, something like this one on my YouTube channel. So let's do some more snow. I'm going to use my fan brush for the snow this time. But like you can still use the same brush you used before. But I'm going to use my bigger fan brush for this one. So you have to make decisions on what brushes you want to use, right? Because your brush is very important, because if you have the proper brush, you have the right brush, you're going to get some excellent results. But if you use the wrong brush, you're going to have a really hard struggle getting what you're looking for. So let's try. This is still a bit wet, which is fine. So I'm just going to try again. I'm going to add some white to my fan brush this time, okay? And I'm going to bring in some snow. See how it's whiter this time? And I'm going to come on over. And I'm going to meet it up in the middle here. And you can still do the crisscross strokes. So you may have to do 2 or 3 layers of snow. Okay. You can either just pull them in and come on over, or you can do the crisscross strokes, which I find has given me much better look to my snow. See? Look at that. See how nice that is? Isn't that pretty? You can start anywhere you want. If you want to start in the middle, go right for it. There's no wrong or right. In some cases, it's better to do certain things a certain way. But with the snow or an ocean, you can just play around with it, right? And start wherever you want. As long as you're going horizontal, all right? Don't go down this way, or you know, great big strokes. But just make sure you see. Now if that was a wave, you just tap on top of that little bump that you got there, and you got a nice little wave, see? So, you know, you got water and snow all in one painting. How's that? So you learn 2 things. All in one painting, all right? So I'm still doing the strict crisscross strokes so I can keep those shadows. So we always like to have at least 3 values of color in our paintings, all right? Dark, medium, and light. And lightest would be your, and you can have 4, which will be your highlight, would be your brightest. Your brightest. All right. So that's nice snow, isn't it? So down here, I'm going to put a bit of grass or something. Well, see, it's snow, so we can't have grass. Probably some bushes. I'll show you how to make bushes. And I'll show you how to make bushes, cover it with snow, right? So you use a bristle brush. Nice flat bristle brush. See how the bristles open? See, when they open, then they will make really nice grass, and I'll show you now. So we'll go with the yellow. I'm putting yellow on here, but I'm going to tap into my, now you can also tap into blue. Blue and yellow makes green. So I'm using blue and yellow and a bit of black. Now you don't need to use black. A lot of people don't like to use black, but black and yellow makes beautiful greens. So there we go. There's a nice dark green. And that's what I want. I want it really dark. So I'm going back into my black a little bit there. And I'm going to just tap on some bushes. So I'm just tapping on, look. I just tap, 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 tap. See how nice that is? Right? See how nice it is? Just watch. Now I'm going to move over a little bit and tap on another one, because I don't want them to be on top of each other. I'm trying to separate them a little bit so we'll know they're bushes. See that? Just these little bushes. All right. Maybe it's a little one there. Maybe it's a higher one there. Maybe, well, it's your imagination, so we'll leave it. I'm gonna leave that spot there for a rock. That way I'll be able to show you how to do a rock too. How's that? Huh? Yeah, I might as well show you as much as I can, because I don't know when I'm going to see you again. There we go. So just I darkened that up a little bit. I want it really dark. I want to make sure that when I put the snow on, it's going to look really bright. So there we go. There's some nice bushes on the bottom there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few rocks. Now with rocks, I'm going to use a flat brush, a flat chiseled edge, maybe a smaller, so I can have more control. I'm going to add a rock with this flat synthetic chiseled edge brush. And I'm just going to use, to get it started, I'm just going to use black on my little brush. I'm just putting that on there. And I'm going to make a couple of, maybe a big old rock here. I'm not sure what kind of shape I want. I'll make a straight edge here just to get it started. And then I'll make a hump. And I'll fill in that hump with black. And then we'll highlight that after. And we can even shape it up a bit different if you want. Alright? This is just to show you, okay, there's about how to make a rock or something. Yeah, I'll shape it up a little bit here. Oh. I'll just say that's a rock. Maybe if I add a bit of white, we'll make two rocks. I don't know. Don't worry about that right now. Just fill it in. And we will. So we got a rock. Yeah. Hi. Rightly. So, all right, so we're this far into the painting. I just put these little things down. I'm just putting some different things on there. I guess not really a painting that I'm doing as such as a, you know, a layout or composition. I'm just putting things on here so I can show you the different ways of making things. I showed you how to make a sky and clouds and a sunset. Now some of that yellow should be in the snow, right? So we should put a little bit of yellow in the snow and a bit of red because that's the sunset. And it's kind of reflecting on, if it's water or snow, it should reflect. Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice art. Keep it up. Thank you very much. So yeah, so reflect that down into there. So what we'll do is, while we're waiting for some of that to, we'll pick up some of our, so we got yellow and red, right? So we'll pick up, make a little bit of orangey color. Just a little tiny bit, not much. See how I made a little tiny bit? Little tiny bit. I'm going to add a bit of white to that. I don't want it to be too orangey. So I'm just making a little bit. See, I'm not making very much. And then I'm just going to crisscross some of that in there. Because I really don't want it to be too much. You know, I don't want to overpower it. I really still want my white. And a little bit of red. Right? So down here it seems to be a bit red. So you're getting a bit of this. And we'll be going over that again with some white. So just adding a little bit of that there. Just to get a hint to say that there's some reflection on the snow. Right? Good. And then I'm going to add white so I can get more snow on there. Don't want to lose my snow. Crisscross. Now you can do any strokes you want as long as it's horizontal, okay? But I find the horizontal strokes are really helpful. And as that dries, we'll be able to add more highlights to the snow. Here we go. So now you got reflections from the, but I'll be adding more, we'll be adding more highlights to the snow. But as you can see, we got a nice little bit of yellow going on there, or orangey color, just to show some reflection. All right. Oh my God, you're so good. This is very relaxing to me, actually. That's excellent. I'm so glad you like it. That's good. It's good. I'm happy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my bristle brush that I was going to do, and I'm going to, I should put this over here so I won't be putting my arm in front of you. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to, let's see, they're probably still wet. Like I said, I don't want to use a hairdryer. It's too loud. All right, it's too loud. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it, see if I can get a bit of snow on here and a little bit on there just while I'm waiting. So I'm just going to use a small fan brush. Use a small fan brush, and then let's see if we can get that done. Hopefully I can do this right for you now that we got this much done. So I'm just going to use a bit of white on the corner of my brush. I always like to use the corner of my brush because it helps me keep control. Oh, you put a bit more red? Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, I'll try that. All right, I'll do his tree first and I'll try a little bit of red and see what that looks like. Thanks. Thank you guys. Like, tell me, you know, anything that you think will look good. So let's see. Now we got to find out where the sun is coming from. The sun is down here. It's kind of laid down here. So we can have the light shining on the left side. A bit of snow falling on here. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of snow. I'm just dabbing on a little bit because I don't want to overdo it. So I'm just going to do a little bit for now. And then if I need more, I will do more. But as I put on a little bit here and there, just tap, tap, tap with your brush. Tap, tap, tap. Reload if you have to, but only a little bit at a time, okay? Because it's better to have less than more, because that way you can adjust it. See, there's a little bit of snow on there. Now, you don't need much more than that. Right? You don't need much more than that, I don't think. I want to overdo it. But see how you can control your brush better with the corner of the brush, right? And just tap gently, and then you get those nice little bits of snow on there. And whatever's left over on your brush, you can tap on the other edge there, but you don't want too much. You just want it on one side where you think maybe the snow fell, because that gives you a better imagination. You know, makes it look like the snow fell on this side. Maybe the wind was blowing that way, I don't know. But and you can even have a little bit of snow on these, but I'm not going to put snow on those because I wanted to show you how to make those forest trees. So what I'm going to do is add a bit of yellow to my brush and a little bit of that greenish color, just to green up the yellow a little bit. And then I'm going to just tap on whatever side you want to tap. And pretend, like I'm saying, I'm doing a painting now that is not really a composition as such. I'm just putting things in to show you how to paint a rock and how to paint the forest of trees and how to paint, you know. So I'm going to pretend that the sun is coming in from the right for those trees, okay? So then I would put my highlights on the edge of that tree by adding white and yellow and green. I found that the yellow and green wasn't standing out enough, so just to show you. So just on the edge here, like that. See? Just on the edge. Just more to the top than the bottom. I should do it that way. More to the top. That's where the sun would hit off. See? Right? There we go. And then, because you don't want to lose all your darks. So the biggest thing about this is not losing all your underpainting of darks. All right? And maybe a little bit here, down here. See, and that brightens them up a bit more. There we go. Look at that. And then you have a nice forest of trees. And you can do a forest of trees, and then you can add in things in there between. If you have a forest with a tiger an elephant or something in the forest, you know, you could make it a bunch of trees like that, and then you could put an animal or a path or something in there. So that's fine. I'll leave that. That's a nice little tree there. It's cute, isn't it? So what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to show you. I might put a couple of hills. I'm not sure if I want to put anything there because we're running out of time. So let's try a little bit of red that you said. All right, let's try that. I'm going to do it with my fan brush. I'll just use I'll use my bigger fan brush. Okay, so make sure you got several sizes. Make sure you got a bunch of sizes. A little more red, but I don't want it to be pure red, so I'm going to add a little bit of red and some yellow again. A little bit of red, but I want to make sure that it's not too red because red is so overpowering. So let's see, where would I add the red? Let's see, probably come down a little ways. Watch me mess this up now. All right, crisscross strokes. All right, good. Yeah, looks pretty. Nice. That could be you could also put a path in there too if you wanted to, right? I'm just going to add a bit of snow on top of there. There we go. And if you crisscross your strokes, you should be able to keep some of those reds and yellows that we put in. Right? There we go. See that? Now. Lots of snow, lots of snow. Good. Pretty. Just loading up my brush with white. That way I can add more snow. I can add it wherever I want. So now I can, without doing crisscross strokes, I can just put on a few lines of highlights. See that? That nice highlight there? So you pick spots like you would if you had an ocean and find places that you want to put highlights of snow. Like that. Good. And make sure you know where the light is coming in that way, because the light seems to be coming in the center there, right? So you want to brighten that up in the middle as much as you can. Right? That's where the light is coming in, the sunset kind of coming in there. Always follow the light. And it's your world, so you decide where the light is coming in, all right? So nobody can tell you where the light is coming in. This is your painting, your world. You make up where you want things to go. Even if you're using a reference photo, you don't have to do exactly as the reference photo says. You can change it around. Just use the reference photo for certain colors and certain ways it's laid out, things like that, right? So, like I said, always treat it as your world. No matter what anybody says. Oh, you should have put that tree bigger. You should have put more snow. You should do this. You should do that. Well, this is your world, and it can be abstract. And I really appreciate it when it's different for me. But some people who are brand new, they get really upset when somebody says do this and do that, or you should do this or that. But I appreciate it. I love it when somebody says, oh yeah, you need more red there. Or this. I mean, I love that because that helps me make sure that we try it and just see how it looks, and it's wonderful. It really, really helps, and I really appreciate any of your suggestions, okay? Because like I said, it's not like when you're new learning and you think if somebody makes a suggestion that it's, oh my god, it must be horrible. So not like that at all. So now that's kind of nice, isn't it? Now you can do all kinds of things here. You can add more rocks up here. You can add a little path if you want. You add a little cabin. You can add hills in the background. I'm not going to do any of that today. I'm just going to finish it off now with some highlights on these to show you how to do bushes down here. Okay, bushes. That could be grass. You know, if you wanted to make grass, you can take a liner brush. Okay, so you're learning how to use a liner brush too. There's a liner brush. And then you can take some yellow and a bit of green, and you can make some of these nice long things coming up out of the bushes, right? Or you could make some tree trunks like that. See? Just add a little bit of white to whatever color you're going to use, and use it for trunks, tree trunks. See? That gives it a nice, more realistic look too. See? Add white to whatever color you're using, and then you get these nice tree trunks. Right. Yep. All kinds of little tricks and tips and tricks that you could use. There we go. So that's that, and I'm going to add some snow and highlight the rock, and then I'm going to let you go. Hi, Daddy. Brandon. Hi, guys. Alright, so I'm using my bristle brush that I used to make the bushes, alright, and see how it opens up? See? So now you're going to dip into your white and see how the bristles separate the paint, which is a big help. And then just do the tops. Just tap on the tops and you get all these, and you separate. You separate. So say you do the top and then reload and then pick another spot and then do it again. And that will give you some nice, really nice snow-covered bushes. See? And you can put them just a little bit here and there. See? Isn't that pretty? So now you got some nice snow-covered bushes, and for your rock, let's see, what can we do with the rock? I'm just wondering now if I should use a palette knife. Maybe I'll use a palette knife, hey? Just to show you how. So after showing you a bunch of stuff here with brushes, let's try a palette knife. All right, now you can do this with any kind of brush, but I'm going to do a palette knife for you so you can see the difference. So I'm going to use my burnt sienna. I love burnt sienna color. I love it. And I'm going to just flatten my brush out so I can get the whole back of it full of paint. And I'm going to put some yellow on there. I'm just going to put some yellow into that. Mix it in. I'm not mixing it. I want to make it kind of marbled like that. And what else? Let's just try those two first. And I'm just going, now I'm left-handed, so if you're doing right-handed, just start at the top and pull forward, okay? Start at the top and pull forward. And you get these gorgeous colors coming off. There we go. They just come off. Just follow the shape of the rock. And if it doesn't get bright enough, just add a bit of white. But look at that. Leave the bottom dark. Make sure you got lots of darks in between. See, isn't that cool? And then you add a bit of white if you want. Just a tad bit of white. Tad bit. And maybe brighten up those colors a little bit more. So, and I'm just going at the top. I'm working my way down. Staying at the top. You can even use the top of your knife. Just touch and pull. There we go. That's about, you don't really need to do much more with that, right? Just as long as you get that on there. Just touch on the edge and pull forward, all right? Just touch on the edge and pull forward. And try not to push too hard. That way you'll get those nice colors come off. At least, that way it'll be more of a marble look, right? See that? Add a bit of white. Tried a bit of white again. I'll probably mess it up, but let's try it anyway. All right, so I get a bit of nice white coming on there. All right. I'm just taking the very top of that paintbrush, that palette knife, and I'm moving it around a little bit, just so I can get some kind of different shapes and things. All right. Just tap and dab. Tap and dab. See, and now you got a nice, really, really nice rock. Okay, if you lose all your black, say you tap and you dab and you end up losing all your black, just use a liner brush. See, I messed it up here. That's okay. You can put white back in there, because if your if your palette knife slips, you just wait for that to dry and then go back over it with white. But if you end up losing your black, just take a liner brush with black on it and then bring these little bits of black back in, okay? Just bring them in between, right? Little lines of black. See? That gives it more of a rugged look. How's that? I think that's about it for now, because I mean, there's so much. My gosh, I could go on and on and on and on, but I'm not going to do that, because I want to. I will do some more live streams for you, and you just go into either my YouTube channel and let me know in a comment that you want to see more of these, or go on TikTok and follow me and tell me in a comment somewhere in one of mine that you want me to do more and what you'd like to learn. And that's it. So I will move on. I'm just putting a little bit of snow up here underneath there, because it's kind of messy looking there. Kind of a nice little painting. It didn't turn out too bad. I might add more things to it later. You know, maybe if I do another live stream, we can do some more stuff with this. Right? So you need a bit of snow underneath those trees there. Right? Pile it up under the trees there. Make it look like it's going into the trees. There we go. And if you want to add some shadow to the grass from the trees, you can do that too, just by pulling down some shadows from the trees if you want. There we go. See? You want to do that too, right? So many things you can do. But it's all fun, isn't it? It's all fun to learn. Right? Just a little bit of shadow or something, you know. So I think that's it. I really appreciate you guys dropping by, and I had fun. I think that's really nice. That came out pretty nice. See? Those trees came out really nice, didn't they? Yeah. Nice sky. See? And that nice tree there. You can make several of those. Make small and big, right? Side by side. I didn't get a chance to show you any distant trees today, but I'll do that sometime. See, and there's the bushes. See how nice they came out? See how all the paint is separated? And you might look at paintings in art galleries and say, how did they do that? Well, it wasn't as hard as you think, really. Now, you know, you go back to the 15th century and Leonardo da Vinci and that, they did stuff that's, you know, really hard to keep up with. But there are tricks and like if you saw that rock in an art gallery, you'd probably say, how did they do all those different colors and different brushes, and well, how did they do that? And that's how easy it was, right? Very simple. And the snow covered with the highlights. See, the snow is nice, right? And like I said, you could have a path, or you could even have a little lake going through there, right? And you could have a little cabin up in the woods up here too, right? Up in there. Where am I? I can't see. There it is. Put a cabin there. Little lake here, right? Little lake. Just put some blue paint in. And so I think it came out cute. Clouds came out nice, see? Yep. So let me know if you liked it, and if you want me to do more. This came out really nice. I'm happy with it. Perfect. All right. So that's it. I will see you again sometime later down the road. I don't know when for sure. I'll wait to hear from you guys first and see if if you want me to keep coming back here. Maybe once a week. I don't know for sure. But anyway, I'll let you know what's on the go. You let me know what's on the go, and I'll let you know what's on the go. How's that? All right. So I think I got it all shared. Let's see what Facebook is again. Yeah. Cool. I think that's about it, guys. So for you guys who retweeted by Mike Keel. How nice. Thank you for retweeting. You guys are so sweet. So like I said, I finished up my live stream. All right, I finished up, and that's what we painted for anybody who just popped in to say hi. So that's what we just painted, just to show you some trees. All right. I don't know if you gave me any likes or not. If I got some likes and stuff, I'll be able to use them for my TikTok. I don't know how to use it, but maybe it'll help something. So that's what we did. Took me what? Gosh, I don't even know when it came out. An hour and a half or so. Came out really nice, I must say. I'm really happy with it. I think, I don't know what you guys think. But, yeah, so thanks for dropping by. And I'll do another live stream later in the week, or when I get a chance. But I just need to hear from you guys too, okay? I need to know that you're interested, because this takes a lot of work and a lot of time, and I love doing it. And even if it's only one person here, I'm so happy that even one or two people were here. That's okay. I don't mind that. And I know, because I look at live streams and I pop in and out, right? I might stay for 5 minutes. I might only stay for 10 minutes. I might stay for a couple of minutes. So yeah, pop in and out, see what's on the go. So that's it. I'll talk to you again later. Go to my YouTube stream, my YouTube channel, Allison Prior, right? YouTube/Allison Prior, or just search Allison Prior, Prior. It should be up there on my profile, how you spell my name, and you'll find me. Google me. I'm everywhere. My Facebook. I'm everywhere. Instagram, wherever I can go. So that's about it. I want to say goodbye. I hate to say goodbye. I hate going. See, I like to do another painting, but I don't have time. But I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.